Hey, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Corey, man. Yo, we just completed that, we just completed the, Spider-Man 2 PS5. We completed, like, the main story. We didn't get all the objectives or anything like that, so I may or may not show y'all. That might just be a game I just play on my off time, going forward. If I get all the suits, I'll probably show y'all that. We'll, like, go through the suits, and it's whatever. But I created a playlist. I normally don't. I just thought I'd create a playlist so y'all could get to it quicker. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We got this video. This is the ups and downs from SmackDown. I watched the show. Let me see. Yeah, I watched the show. I watched it all the way to the end. I didn't care for the last match. My grandma, she likes watching Bianca Belair, who she knows I hate. But she wanted to see her, so I was like, why not? I'll stay in here for her. But let's get right to it. This video is about what culture wrestling. I didn't even know it was gonna be by Simon.
We're anesthesiologists, surgeons, emergency medicine
We're
physicians,
out of here.
pain management
Say
specialists.
4 or 5
We're
times.
the largest provider of doctors.
We had a long video to start this week's episode of smackdown, reminding us that it is going to be Roman Reigns versus
My bad. I was trying to turn the volume
LA Knight
down.
at Crown Jewel. It also reminded me that John Cena 7 days ago had said, LA Knight has earned this. I was like, has he earned it? I mean, I'm happy that he's got it because he's a super duper guy.
Right.
I've decided this equals 2 plus 2 equals potato.
I hate LA Knight, but I can acknowledge that he has not earned it yet. He has not. He tried qualifying for the United States Championship, and he didn't win.
Read the t-shirt, up those downs. Paul Heyman was just stood in the ring at the start of SmackDown. That's a bit weird. How long has he been there? He was basically Mr. Exposition because he was all like, "Oh, do you remember how Jimmy Uso
I caught the
Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso on
stream late, but I was able to rewind and see what was going on. So I watched the whole show like I was delayed
said that he is just like all
20
of us,
minutes.
apart from the fact that he is rich.
I was able to
Because he
skip
loves LA
a commercial
Knight.
break though.
As soon as the
That
fans
means
started going,
anything.
yeah, he got all mad.
I skipped the
He hates
second
it when they
match
do that. He also thinks that at the
with
pay-per-view
the
premium live
Hurt
event,
Business
it will be
and
the last
Santos
time we see
Escobar
La in a
Walking
wrestling
Wild.
ring.
Or was it
Roman
Walking
Reigns
Wild
is
and
gonna smash
Cruising
him up
Tour?
so bad.
I don't know.
I was like, now we're wishing retirement upon the guy? I think we've gone too far. He also had said Knight's name way too much, so as per the wrestling rules, out came this man. And everybody was going crazy. He was obsessed with noise.
Out came-
Listen, Paul Heyman,
out came
you're
by
making
the
too much
rules.
noise.
He just,
a lot of what is coming out of your mouth
Came
is just noise.
in
Always
advantage.
somehow he made it work. He also told Paul to leave the ring because he wants the tribal chief. And when Heyman tried to go, he was like, no, you need to stay. And even if you thought I said to go, I actually meant don't go anywhere. So once again, I was kind of melting down here, but tick his box. I just care about what he has to say. He also mentioned that everybody keeps threatening him, and if Paul does keep doing that, he'll smack him so hard his hair will go back to grey, which I thought was a very good line. And also talked about the fact that Roman had speared him on last week's episode of SmackDown, which he had seen as a warning shot. But LA Knight doesn't do warning shots, and he is just going to rock up to Saudi Arabia
when the contract
and
signed
take this
tonight.
WWE Championship because
And
he
then
needs
after he
it.
said that,
He also said that
during the
somebody
commercial,
is gonna
they
put
said
him
it's
down
next
there, but
week.
they do it for good, which
So-
means kills him when he reminded us that he is the fastest rising star in SmackDown history. But that won't be as quick as he wins this belt. Once again, that was also gibberish, but I was just clapping like a seal. We then learned that there will be a contract signing next week because WWE, as he told Heyman, this is his game, and he slammed the microphone into the chest and he walked off. I'm like, wow, man, it's a good thing Edge did leave recently, because all of a sudden this guy has it. And yes, look, I don't think LA Knight is actually going
Edge
to
never
win
had
in
it,
Saudi
though.
Arabia.
All he do
But
is
here's
get
how I
the,
have to look at it, and you can call me a
The
positive
pops when he
PA.
returns at the Rumble.
A year ago, he was
That's
met
about
with
it.
Pre and almost getting fired, and here he is in the main event of a major show. That just makes me warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum.
Why not?
We then saw the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley in the back because they were pumping up Montez Ford because he was about to have a match with Santos Escobar. Now, I think the
Oh,
main
it was
reason
a
for
one-on-one?
this is to once
I
again
thought it was a
underline
tag
that
team.
Montez and Angelo Dawkins are bad guys because during this, Ford was way more aggressive than usual. Looked like he was booting him for real. He also knocked Santos to the outside as Bobby Lashley looked on like a proud dad. And Montez Ford is still bouncing around like one of the best high flyers in the game at the moment. I kind of pondered this, and I was like, should he be doing this if he does want to be a super duper bad guy? I don't think I have the answer for you. Hilarious Santos then got back into this because he did hit the ultimate comeback move of 2023, the crossbody. And sure, he only got a 1-2 ooh, but if you have been looking for the brand new maneuver of the day, trust me, it's the body of the cross. They were then reversing all their finishes as we did get this awesome Frankenstein off the top.
But he don't have another finish. All he got is that
so Dawkins grabbed Escobar,
he
he
threw
him
do
into Simba the Still Step, and of course it meant the LWO and everybody else started to brawl. So Montez Ford was like,
a spear,
the
but then it would feel kind of weird when Roman would do it, because Bobby does it. But Bobby was doing it when he first came in, so I don't know, it feels normal.
Sports, movies, and more.
The fighting then continued, so out came Carlito to make the save, which was cool. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it. Mostly because I just love Carlito, I am going to give this an up. Here is the deal, though. Across all of wrestling, that's like every single promotion, the distraction finish is back with a vengeance. And dare I say, that we are doing it a little bit too much. So this isn't actually this match's fault. It is just fallen in a very bad position because you've got to give it a down. Because just a teeny part of me was like, oh, man, not again. It's wrestling. You can do whatever the flub you want. Now let's just leave it and move on. It then got even worse for the LWO because they were in the back with Rey Mysterio. And he was like, man, I really do love those guys. But if you want to come to the cinema with me later, or, you know, hang out with me while I talk to Logan
Paul,
nothing
to the group. She just walks around with that flip-flop.
These guys are definitely going to
says,
we went right from this into Goofy Wrestling for Life 2 because I was happy, because Howard was pretty deadly celebrating their win last week by enjoying a wonderful spa. Now this got absolutely crazy, because as Elton Prince and Kit Wilson were sat there just speaking a bunch of nonsense that made me chuckle, all of a sudden the Brawling Brutes ran in, they beat these guys up, and then they decided to go to the pub. I was like, hang on a minute. This is an assault in a public space. You can't do this. Bring it down. Crime counter. That's pretty deadly, though, because they're always happy to be the butt of the joke. And of course, this was just silly Billy stuff. As I wake up and realize every single day as I do get older, my word, do I need the silliness. Sometimes life can be well too serious. Giving it up. Jimmy Uso, Soda Sakara, and Paul Heyman were then backstage, and man, Jimbo was going, man, did you see what I did do on Raw? I am now definitely the quarterback. I was like, Jim, Roman Reigns is going to rip off your arm. But they cut right to John Cena too, because he was in the ring. He was so pumped up that this was a sold-out crowd. I mean, he went crazy. He also had some sad news as well, though, because for some reason, in his spare time, he needs more hobbies. He had been looking up records after talking about Roman Reigns' record title run. And yeah, it has been 2,002 days since he last won a match on television. And that goes back to 2018. And who remembers then? I was a little bit like Cena. Does this
I don't know who he beat last time. Was it?
And just when it seemed like he was going to, I don't know, have a meltdown, he was like, I believe in me and you believe in me.
He didn't beat the Fiend, did he?
Please say Bo
I think they faced off in
Dallas come out.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. He does still think he can go.
It might have been Baron Corbin.
He was just massively teasing that he was going to have a proper match.
Baron Corbin is always somebody's last.
To walk out of that curtain right now,
we're
going to get into some fisticuffs.
In a while.
Of course, Solo Sikoa's music hit because these two don't like each other. He don't care about your promo battle. He got in the ring and he just attacked John. I was like, Solo, you such a card. Jimmy Uso also came out, because of course that's what these guys do, when there was a hooded figure. I was like, man, this is totally out of control. But when they did reveal themselves, who the flub was it? It was Jey Uso, who had infiltrated SmackDown.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was Bad Bunny for a minute.
Onto that damn Solo.
I'm like, it wouldn't make sense, but they did announce that 2K23 DLC.
When they are,
I don't know.
I can only assume when we get to Crown Jewel,
I'm
not. Are going to do Cena versus Solo.
I think all you get is a new Bad Bunny hairstyle. And I don't think you can add it to other superstars. So I'll just wait till the next game when they put it in as
absolutely massive. And also, he can then return to the US and be like, ha ha, Roman, I beat the GOAT. So now I should be the tribal chief. Because don't forget, we are going to have to do that much soon. I am excited. Giving it up.
I would like for it to be
after this, so I suppose they will be challenging for the tag title soon. When we actually started to muck around with the draft. So we went to see the new general manager of Friday Nights, who was talking to the Raw general manager Adam Pearce. And because Jey Uso was there, he was like,
this is cool. He kicked the general manager out.
Because it is
this is his show.
You should be on my show, and therefore I am going to fine you $10,000. Damn. We better not start doing retro punishments because the whole WWE locker room is screwed. Because Adam was there too. He was like, wait a minute, people are always jumping around the place, so maybe you had to think about that. And after Aldous had told security to remove Jay, he looked at Pierce and said, you know what? You can go too. And I was like, oh, shit, it's on. Pierce couldn't believe this and even said, let the games begin. So surely this is going to tie into War Games because we are going to get this big hoopla. But also, if we actually at some point do Nick Aldis versus Adam Pierce, I search my feelings. I don't actually have a problem with that at all. I can't even tell you why. It's just what my Tootsie Toes told
They're
me.
both former wrestlers. I think I know more of Nick Aldis
Keep
than
doing this.
Adam Pierce.
And make me do funny things with my hand. Giving it up. When this mad show
I
continued,
know when I saw his face, I
here
said
came Logan Paul.
Impact
Apparently
Wrestling.
walking like a robot.
I don't think I've seen him wrestle, but Impact Wrestling.
That he had last week, although
I thought he was Matt
him,
Morgan
he
for a
did
minute.
call it a farce because he
The
should have known if
blueprint.
he wanted real competition. It was right here in WWE. If you went really quiet, you could just hear WWE management smiling with happiness. Logan also compared Dylan to somebody who hides behind the mask of social media, and therefore he wants to talk about another man who hides behind a mask. That's right, it was a dig at Rey Mysterio. Someone needs to explain to Logan how Mexican wrestling works. He also told us that in his first match he did beat
It is the
Rey
biggest
Mysterio,
disrespect
as
to
Michael
take
Cole
the
would
mask
inform us
off
later
of a
that was
Mexican
actually a
wrestler.
tag team match.
But Rey
Back
Mysterio
then,
got his
so
mask
long
taken
ago,
off
Dominic
too many
Mysterio
times to
was still
count.
Rey Mysterio's son.
I think
LA Knight
Cody
didn't
Rhodes,
even work here, although he
Big
technically
Show,
did. And Roman Reigns
Randy
was
Orton,
still showing up to work to wrestle. I
Batista,
don't think he
probably.
said that by
I don't know.
accident. Something is brewing. Logan also
I
said
feel
he
like
doesn't
that's
actually
something
care about
Batista
Ray,
would have
but he
done.
does care about the thing that Ray has, which is the
And
United
I could see
States
Eddie
title.
doing that.
So,
I didn't
always
watch
hear ups
any
and
of
downs.
the
We were ahead
old
of the
matches,
game, 'cause
but I
what
could
did
see
I
him
tell
doing
you? GTS, hey, Geese title shot. So given that recently he did beat up one deadbeat
GTS,
dad, why
title
doesn't he do
shots.
that to another one? Which is when Ray did come out. Now we know how the wrestling rules work. Mysterio must be
I thought
happy
you had to say his name
respond
3 times
to being
before Ray
called
came out. He only
Deadbeat
said it
Dad.
once.
So now we know. As always, Mysterio knows
I
what
guess
he's
he
doing.
just
Though.
got
He was
to
like,
mention
listen,
it.
Logan Paul, you actually do remind me of my condom son because you're very talented. You are a natural at this, but you've also got a big mouth. I was like, man, I think you could have been a bit more violent there. Although he did say something in Spanish, and everyone went, ooh. I don't know what that was. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, I don't be speaking Spanish. I don't be knowing what they say. Only
Only
language I
of course,
speak is
that was his
English.
sperm. Logan Paul has nothing to do with his penis,
Okay.
so he's absolutely gonna whip his ass. So they agreed to do this at Crown Jewel, where
Wait,
Logan Paul said,
he
"Let's
really
shake
said he had
hands,"
nothing to do with
and
it.
Ray
But
shook
he's gonna
his
whip his
hands,
ass.
and that was it. They all just walked off. Ha, but I would imagine this is somewhat of a ruse, because
I like
do
the
believe when we
Batman
get to
mask.
that show, Logan Paul will become
Sorta.
the United States champion. Look, I've got no problem with this. It's not like he's not dedicating himself to the cause, and it's not like he's not really, really good, because he is. And again, there'll be some kind of nonsense. I mean, maybe Jake Paul gets involved. They want to do that for ages. But either way, I actually do want to see this. I think it's going to be bloody faboo. Shouldn't have done that. Giving it enough. We then got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
I
the
heard
greatest new tag
they
team in
wasn't going to take the
WWE,
championship
taking
off
on
for Ray
Dragon Lee,
until they do
Cameron
Ray
Grimes.
versus Solo.
I know we set this up last week, but that is
Which-
a weird team. You just knew what was going to happen here, which did make me a bit confused. 2 + 2 = potato.
What is
Because Dragon Lee and Cameron
Survivor
Grimes
Series
especially
happening?
need wins right now. They haven't that long been up from NXT. But of course they
'Cause
did
if
suffer the L.
Survivor
Personally, though, I did
Series
enjoy this just
is-
because Austin and Grayson are such
I
wonderful.
feel like they might do it after
Although at one
Survivor
point,
Series.
Dragon Lee and Cameron Grimes
Maybe he
did
mentions
this
he
Russian
doesn't have any
sweep.
gold
I
and he
tell you,
wants some.
They killed Grayson Waller. When was the last time we said that about a flipping Russian leg sweep? The thing is, when we came back from commercial, all of a sudden the bad guys were in control.
Let's see.
I guess we have to make it up for ourselves. So I'm going to say that Austin Theory asked Grayson Waller to teach him some Australian. He was all like, good day, mate, when they got into trying to understand the rules of Australian rules football. Now, of course, nobody can understand that. And all of a sudden, Cameron Grimes overheard this, and he went into a trance because he couldn't believe it, which is when the bad guys punched him in the face. That'll do. Dragon Lee eventually got the DDT
Okay,
and the
Survivor
hot tag to
Series
Cameron.
2023
which is the ultimate
the
comeback
37th
move
annual.
of 2023.
Okay, when is
the
it?
crossbody, and he got a 1-2-ooh.
November
Moving into
25th,
Canadian Destroyer
2023
territory.
at the
Why do it?
Allstate
It never worked.
Arena
He also followed up with a
in
German
Chicago,
suplex
suburb
Guten
of
Tag when Austin Theory
Vermont,
panicked.
Illinois.
He just
I want to
raked
see him
his
Punk
eyes.
be there.
I need more 80s moves in my life. Cameron then
Was
felt
he
like he
gonna
should end this. We went for the most
debut
devastating move in all of sports
there?
entertainment, but instead Grayson Waller was here. He hit that rolling stunner kind of a thing when Austin got him.
Bro,
with the
wouldn't that
8
be so
countdown.
dope? Like,
That
it's
was
like
it. 1, 2,
Team
3.
Marines
I mean,
or
there was
some other
some kind of
generic
distraction
team
and interference here.
that they'll probably build in the
Ultimately,
coming
they
weeks.
still flipping got
And then it's
defeated. And
like
we didn't pin Dragon
they
Lee
partner
here, which I
got
did think was
hurt,
smart, because
so
again, he's only
they
been here 2 weeks.
gotta have
Let's
another
make
partner
sure we
come
have a
out.
plan for these guys. But also on the
And
flip
it's
side,
like,
let's make sure we have a plan for Grace
look
and Waller,
in my
Austin Theory,
eyes.
because they are
What do you
absolutely wonderful.
see?
When Kevin
Oh
Owens
crap.
was here, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you moved to
AEW
SmackDown.
Tony Khan would
Idiots.
tweet
And
out,
Kenny tried to make him
it's your
cry straight
problem.
away because she was all like, oh, what about Sami
You know,
Zayn? And KO admitted,
Tony Khan,
kind of just
he's
misses his friend.
piece of crap.
But the flipping Shawshank Redemption. It is bittersweet though because he now does have a
Kind of weird we didn't see
and
Jade
on
Cargill
SmackDown,
last
there's a bunch of guys he can wrestle for the first time, such as Rey Mysterio and Sheamus. And how the hell have we got to 2023 and we've never seen those fights? It's basically just some new faces.
It's not really a
punch
dream
them.
match, but
But he said
okay.
to Kathy, do you have any requests about people I should thump? She was like, I can't possibly answer that. So do you know which names Owens came back with? Grayson Waller and Austin Theory? Well, I was like, man, Kevin Owens, you are the best. So this did do what we should have done, which was re-establish Kevin Owens as a single star. I can still feel it once again deep down in my bones. Somehow this is just going to end with Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I don't know how. But I do know
don't do
this
that
was
again.
just KO sat there talking. I'm still like, man, I'm such a fan. To the point I'm giving it an up. Doesn't deserve any rating. Didn't really achieve anything, but it's just so damn good. And then speaking about things that absolutely achieved what they were aiming for, we got to our main event, Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair. You got to go out your way to see this. I mean, you could say whatever.
Is that a toilet?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me we've been living here all this time and you never told me we had a bathroom?
It's not a good one.
We piss in cans, Charlie.
I mean, you can say whatever you want about Charlotte, but when she does pull the trigger, she can go. And that is the same for Io Sky as well. So they totally killed her. Charlotte was just laying her stuff in to begin with. I mean, this was super stiff. When all of a sudden Bayley grabbed her leg for the distraction. So what did Io do? A massive dive.
No distraction
what
counter.
else? Maybe a crossbody. It's almost like this was built into her brain. And talking about brains, the way Flair got back into this is she just booted Io Sky right in her brain holder. I was like, man, that can't have been good. Io fought back by just flipping and flopping around Charlotte. It was actually quite the amazing thing to see when Flair grabbed her and slammed her into the ring apron. And the ring apron, hang on.
Why are we back again?
Because that bald idiot has run out of ideas.
I can't believe it. I tell you, I went to a birthday party of his once, and his parents were like, what a disappointing child.
They are 100% right.
Right after this as well, we got a crazy top rope bomb of power for a 1-2 ooh, and then we got the double knees, we
Interesting.
got the crossface, when there was this absolutely nuts German suplex. That's
So
far
November
Estherly.
25th
And then
is
got
when
a
it's
chop
all
battle.
going
You just
down.
heard this for a little bit, when all of a sudden I think Charlotte's A button got stuck. She just went full away slam, full away slam, full away slam. Sky then tried to retaliate with a flying nothing, but she went right into a Boston crab.
Yeah, man, that
Oh,
you
wait
have
a
to
minute,
know
Charlotte's
what
not
to
even
say.
from Boston. Flair then got
I got
kicked
to
right into team of the
change moves,
turnbuckle.
'cause they
and Io
do the
Sky
same
went for
move
the
every single
moonsault,
time.
went right into her knees, and that looked horrible. And as soon as she followed up for the spear and she had the 1-2-3, Bayley grabbed Sky's leg and she put it on the ropes. Damn you, Damage Control. This obviously pissed off Flair, and she just went after Bayley and threw her right over Alan the announce table. But you know the deal. If you are a wrestler in a wrestling match and you focus on a wrestler, and outside of the wrestling match, you forget about the person that's in the wrestling match when she turned around and went for the spear. Io had magically got the Women's Championship and she was holding it against her chest, meaning Charlotte went right into that and knocked herself out. It's like the Bret Hart Goldberg stuff. But I love that finished. Sky pinned her 1-2-3. Now, I actually would have done away with all the shenanigans and just let Io Sky win. But this was damn good. And once again, that ending sequence, I thought it was faboo. Giving it an up. Damage Control obviously jumped right into the ring after this and started to beat up Charlotte Flair when who made their return to SmackDown? It was the Mountie. And he had his music. You remember that? I'm the Mountie. It wasn't the Mountie. Instead, it was Bianca Belair, and I must be a massive fan because I popped for this at home like a massive nerd. She cleared the ring of Damage Control when Bianca looked at Charlotte, and Charlotte looked at Bianca. Now, of course, we're going to do some tag matches here, which is kind of redonkulous because Charlotte and Bianca should never team, given their history. I actually thought this was a lovely way to end a very good episode of Friday Night SmackDown. So, of course, I am going to give it an up, and again, please drop me a comment below and let me know what you thought about this. But it just feels
As
like
soon as I
the
stop
Saudi
doing
Arabia
turn the
show
TV off,
and
I'll
the
say,
Survivor Series is in full
nah,
gear.
I'll see you next week.
Terrible thing I shouldn't have said.
FS1,
People are gonna go crazy.
FS1.
Point is, massive tick.
Thank y'all for watching, though.